Somewhere out there is a coat your grandson will inherit. It isn't the one you bought last year. That one's already peeling. Real gear gets handed down, like Filson's 22-ounce waxed tin cloth made in the USA since 1897, backed by a lifetime guarantee. The only 8 outdoor clothing brands you can still trust. The Buy It for Life list. You've felt the con. The technical shell that delaminated in 2 winters. The puffer that leaked feathers down your shirt. A closet with a graveyard of dead jackets, each one replaced instead of repaired. The outdoor industry figured out something profitable. It builds for your next purchase, not your last one. Fast fashion in a fleece costume, but a few brands never took the deal. Here are the 8 that still build gear to keep. The ones you buy once, repair, and pass down. First, Filson. The marker here is the one that started this whole idea. Repairability and a warranty you can actually use. Filson has made rugged outdoor clothing in the USA since 1897, born outfitting men headed to the Klondike Gold Rush. Think about that origin. C.C. Filson wasn't selling fashion. He was selling gear to men walking into the Yukon in winter, where a coat that failed could kill you. The clothing was engineered against death, not against next season's trend. That founding standard is still stitched into the tin cloth today. The signature materials are the reason it lasts. Tin cloth, a heavy waxed cotton canvas running around 22 ounces, and Mackinaw wool, a dense 24-ounce wool twill milled in North America. Here's what makes those materials Buy It for Life. You maintain them. Waxed tin cloth doesn't get thrown out when it wears. You re-wax it, reproof it, and it comes back to life. Here's the actual process because it matters. When the water stops beating and the fabric goes dry and pale at the creases, you warm a tin of wax, work it into the canvas with a cloth, and heat set it with a hairdryer. An hour of work, a few dollars of wax, and a 10-year-old jacket sheds rain like new. Try that with a bonded synthetic shell. You can't. Once the laminate delaminates, it's landfill. The wool felts tighter with age, growing denser and more weatherproof the more you wear it, the opposite of everything else in your closet. And Filson backs its goods with what it calls an unfailing lifetime guarantee against defects in materials and workmanship. Now, the honest nuance, because this audience checks. Filson is investor-owned now under Bedrock Manufacturing, and not every item is still sewn in America. Some production has moved offshore. So you steer to the genuine core, the USA-made tin cloth, the rugged twill, the Mackinaw wool line. That's still the real thing, priced roughly $350 to $600. Buy the American-made core, re-wax it every few years, and it outlives you. This is the brand that teaches the whole lesson in one garment. The material you can maintain always beats the material you can only replace. A waxed cotton jacket has no membrane to fail, no coating to flake, no laminate to peel. It just ages, and aging looks good on it. Buy it once. Keep it for life. The next one earns its place a different way. With down, you have to measure 3 separate ways. One quick thing, and it's the one you've been asking for. You wanted the whole method in one place. Well, here it is. My new guide. Build a $2,000 wardrobe for $200. Every rule from this channel, no logos, no fluff. The link is below. Go build it. Second, Western Mountaineering. The marker here is materials done exactly right, and this is where I teach you to read down properly, because the marketing lies to you. Warmth in a down jacket is never one number. It's 3 multiplied together. Fill power times, fill weight times, baffle construction. Fill power measures the quality of the down, how much loft 1 ounce produces. Western Mountaineering uses 850 plus fill power goose down near the top of what exists, but fill power alone is a trick. A jacket can boast 850 fill and still be cold if it barely has any down in it. That's the fill weight, the actual quantity stuffed inside. And then the baffles, the sewn chambers that hold the down. Cheap jackets sew straight through, creating cold seams where there's no insulation. Western Mountaineering builds with continuous baffling on its bags and premium construction that lets the down loft fully with no cold gaps. Think of the baffle as the room the down lives in. Sew straight through the shell to the lining, and you pinch that room shut at every stitch line. A cold rib every few inches. Build a proper chamber, a box baffle, and the down fills it completely, corner to corner. That is why 2 jackets with the same 850 fill number can be 20 degrees apart in real warmth. One had the fill weight and the baffles. The other had a hang tag. And it's all made in California, in the USA, with jackets running roughly $460 to $590. This is the connoisseur's down. Real fill power, real fill weight, real baffle engineering made domestically. The man who reads the garment knows all three numbers: fill power, fill weight, baffle. The man who reads the logo knows none of them and pays the same money for a jacket half as warm. This one-number literacy skill will save you more than any brand recommendation I can give you. Wait until you see the next one. Hand-sewn, one jacket at a time. Third, Feathered Friends. The marker is in-house make, and it's rarer than you'd think. Feathered Friends builds its premium down jackets and sleeping bags in Seattle, hand-sewn in its own facility, often to order. Read that again. Not designed in one country and contract manufactured to a cost target in another. Actually stitched in-house by the company whose name is on it. That matters more than it sounds. When a brand owns its own sewing floor, it controls the downfill, the baffle quality, the stitch count, every variable that decides whether the jacket lofts for 30 years or clumps in 3. There's no factory middleman shaving grams of down to hit a price point. That last part is the quiet scandal of the down business. A contract factory paid to hit a target cost will pull a few grams of fill from every jacket, invisible on the rack, fatal in a cold wind, and the brand whose name is on it never even knows. When the sewing floor and the name are the same company, that game can't be played. What the label promises is what the jacket holds. Feathered Friends is the insider's name in down, the one serious mountaineers and cold sleepers whisper about, while everyone else buys the mall puffer for the same money or more. That's the pattern with almost every brand on this list. The best gear is rarely the most advertised. It's the name the people who actually go outside have quietly trusted for decades. The jackets aren't cheap, and they aren't trying to be. You're paying for high fill power, honest fill weight, and hands that built it a mile from the design table. This is what in-house construction actually buys you: accountability sewn into every seam. If a Feathered Friends jacket underperforms, there is exactly one company to answer for it, and that company is standing over the sewing machine. No blaming an overseas subcontractor, no mystery down of unknown origin. The person who filled the baffle works down the hall from the person who designed it. That closeness is the quality control money can't fake. The industry builds for your next purchase. Feathered Friends builds one jacket. Well, for your last, buy it once. Keep it for life. Now from down to wool, and the most traceable wool in America. Fourth, Duckworth. Put its wool next to the merino hanging in a typical store, and the gap is the entire point. Most merino on the market is blended commodity yarn. Wool of unknown origin, mixed together, sourced to the lowest bidder, with quality that swings season to season. Duckworth is the opposite, and the marker is material origin, knowing exactly where the fiber came from down to the ranch. Duckworth calls it sheep to shelf, and it's not a slogan. This is single origin merino wool, grown on their own Rambouillet merino flock and cooperative ranches in Montana, then spun and sewn into finished garments in the United States. Every step domestic. Here's why that beats the blended yarn every time. When a brand controls its own flock, it controls the fiber quality, the staple length, the consistency, every year. That's what makes a base layer that lasts instead of pilling into fuzz by spring. Cheap merino pills because the fibers are short and weak, offcuts blended to hit a price. Long, strong, consistent staple fiber from a controlled flock holds together through hundreds of washes. You feel the difference in year 3 when the commodity layer is a fuzzy rag and the Duckworth still looks like a garment. Duckworth's pieces run roughly $30 to $45 for socks and hats, up past $120 for heavier sweaters, real prices for real domestic wool. And there's something else the 45-plus outdoorsman feels here. This is American wool, grown by American ranchers, made in America, fully traceable. Not a commodity, a provenance. The man who reads the garment reads where the fiber was born. Duckworth is the only one that can tell you the ranch the wool was grown on. That's not marketing romance. It's the traceability that guarantees the quality never quietly slips. This is provenance you can trace to a single flock, and provenance is what commodity wool can never sell you. The next one you already know, but not the part that earns it a place here. Fifth, Carhartt. The marker is construction detail, the reinforcement that turns cotton canvas into a decades-long workhorse. Carhartt is American workwear since 1889, and it crosses into the outdoors for one honest reason: it's built to survive abuse. Look at the details that matter. Washed duck cotton canvas, a tight, heavy weave that shrugs off brush, barbed wire, and truck beds. Bar-tacked stress points, those dense little clusters of stitching at the pocket corners and seam ends, exactly where a lesser garment tears first. Triple-stitched main seams that don't blow out under load. Riveted stress points on the workwear, the same copper rivet idea that made American denim last. That construction is why a Carhartt jacket takes 15 years of genuine work and keeps going. This is the one brand on the list a working man already trusts with his own hands. Every day on a job site where gear failure costs him. That's a harder test than any trail. Now, the honest nuance, because I won't oversell it. Carhartt does not offer a lifetime warranty. It's a limited warranty against defects, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And most Carhartt today is not made in the USA. The broad American-made workwear line is gone, though select pieces are still domestically made. So you shop it for what it genuinely is, some of the most rugged, repairable. Bar-tacked construction at an honest price, roughly $70 to $150 for the core duck jackets. Buy the heavy duck core, patch it when it finally tears, and it works for decades. No brand here is cheaper for what you get. Carhartt proves buy it for life doesn't have to mean expensive. It means built right, and this company has built right since 1889. It earned its spot on construction, not on a warranty it doesn't have. Now, 2 European hidden gems you asked for. 6th, Norrøna. Here's a question that separates a real warranty from a marketing line. What is a lifetime guarantee actually worth if the brand can't fix your jacket? Norrøna is Norwegian, making premium technical mountain shells since 1929. Genuine alpine pedigree from a country that knows weather. And here I have to be straight with you, because the internet gets this wrong. Norrøna does not offer a lifetime warranty. What it offers is a real 5-year warranty on defects, extended to 7 years for its loyalty members, and more importantly, an actual in-house repair service, plus repair partners. That distinction is everything. A paper lifetime warranty from a brand with no repair infrastructure is worthless. You mail it in and get a shrug. A 5 to 7 year warranty backed by a real repair operation that will actually fix your shell is worth more than the empty lifetime promise. Read that twice because it flips how most people shop. The number on the warranty card is marketing. The repair department is the truth. One is a slogan, the other is a phone that gets answered when your zipper fails in year 6. Because buy it for life isn't only about replacement. It's about repair, reproofing the membrane, patching the tear, replacing the zipper, keeping the garment in service. Norrøna is engineered so the gear can be fixed and kept, not tossed. We made this exact point about luggage. A Travel Pro mail-in warranty on paper is worth less than a repair network that actually exists. Same truth here. Ask any brand not what their warranty says, but what happens when you send the jacket in. Norrøna sends it back fixed. That's the honest version of a lasting warranty. Buy it once, keep it for life by keeping it repaired. This is the European hidden gem the anti-disposable crowd should know, and exactly the kind of name that never shows up in a mall. The next one started by making the rope your life hung from. 7th, Mammut. The marker is durability engineering, construction built for real consequences. Mammut is Swiss, founded in 1862, and it began by making climbing ropes. Sit with that. When your original product is the rope a climber's life literally hangs from, overbuilding isn't a marketing choice. It's the whole culture of the company. That DNA runs through the alpine gear, serious shells, hard-wearing construction, technical clothing engineered for the mountains, where failure has a cost. Like Norrøna, be precise on the warranty. Mammut offers a limited warranty against material and manufacturing defects, not a lifetime promise, and normal wear on hard-used gear isn't covered. But the reason it belongs on a buy it for life list is the build quality itself and the repairability behind it. This is gear designed to be maintained and kept in service across years of alpine use, from a house with 160 years of engineering for consequences. In the mountains, gear failure isn't an inconvenience. It's an emergency. A brand raised in that world doesn't design to a price target. It designs to a safety margin, and that margin is exactly what makes the gear last a civilian a lifetime. You're not buying a fashion shell with a Mountain logo. You're buying construction from the people who made the rope. That heritage isn't a story on a hang tag, it's in the taped seams, the burly zippers, the fabric weights chosen for abrasion instead of a soft hand. When a company's founding product could kill someone if it failed, over-engineering becomes reflex. 160 years later, it still builds like the stakes are that high. The man who reads the garment feels the difference in the reinforcement, the seam sealing, the hardware. Serious gear from serious heritage, built to be fixed and run for the long haul. It costs real money. A technical Mammut shell runs several $100s. But spread across the 15 or 20 years, it stays in service. Repaired rather than replaced, it's cheaper per winter than the disposable shell you rebuy every third season. That's the buy it for life math on every brand here. Now, the simplest, purest proof of this entire idea. Eighth, darn tough. The marker is the whole thesis, distilled to its cleanest form, an unconditional lifetime guarantee. Darn Tough knits merino wool socks in Vermont, in the USA, and backs every single pair with a guarantee that has no fine print. Wear a hole in them, wear them out completely, mail them back, get a new pair, free, forever. No receipt, no arguments about misuse. You destroyed them, you get new ones, for life. That is the buy it for life idea with nothing left to hide behind. And here's why I close the list with a sock. Anyone can slap lifetime warranty on a jacket and bury the exceptions in a paragraph you'll never read. Darn Tough said the opposite. Destroy our product however you like, and we replace it, no questions. That's a company betting its entire economics on making something that genuinely lasts. Think about the math. If Darn Tough's socks fell apart, the free replacement promise would bankrupt them in a year. The only way that guarantee survives is if the product almost never comes back. So the guarantee isn't marketing, it's a public dare backed by the knitting. That's the whole idea of this list printed on a sock tag. The socks run about $26 to $30 a pair, and the fine gauge merino cushions wicks and fights odor while resisting the blisters that end a long day. Buy them once and you're done buying socks. Do the arithmetic against the cheap 3-pack you replace every year. 10 years of bargain socks quietly costs more than the pair you never replace again, and the cheap ones blistered you the whole way. The buy it for life sock isn't the expensive one, it's the last one. That's the proof of concept for all 8 brands. The confidence to guarantee it forever only comes from actually building it to last. Buy it once, keep it for life. So that's the list. And notice what earned every spot, never the logo. It was the warranty you can actually use and the repair path behind it. The fill power, the fill weight, and the baffle, all 3. The in-house sewing floor, the traceable single origin fiber, the Bartack triple stitched construction, the country of make. Read those and you can spot gear built to be handed down in any category. From any brand, the outdoor industry's disposable trick stops working the moment you know what to look for. I'm Bill. I buy it for life, not for the season. And the guide so many of you asked for is finally here. Build a $2,000 wardrobe for $200. Every rule from this channel in one place, linked below. If this list spoke to you, watch the clothing built to last a lifetime. 199,000 views. The buy it once approach applied to your whole wardrobe. Then watch the men's clothing brands robbing you blind. 370,000 views. The other side of this same coin. Subscribe. This channel reads the build, not the marketing.